Good morning.
Hello.
How you doing, brother?
Good. Is this thing on?
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's on. Seems to be working.
I see we're live.
Yeah, I went on ahead and started the live stream just to start building some viewers. Pat's having a little issue this morning.
I saw that.
Yeah, so
I apologize if my voice sounds horrendous.
what have you been doing, hollering?
Yeah. Hockey game last night
That'll do
was
it.
excellent. Went into overtime and then went to penalties, and we lost by a one penalty.
That stinks.
I hate penalties, dude. Though the new sudden death rule in hockey is really good.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
3-on-3 for 5 minutes, and
That's it.
some of the best hockey I've ever seen.
I bet.
It's awesome. It was a really freaking good game.
That's awesome.
Yep. It was a really, really good game. It was kind of funny because the other team was playing significantly more aggressively.
Oh, really?
But we were dominating the ice possession. It's just that they happened to be at the right place at the right time for the goal that they got. And then the goal we got was just amazing. We had a penalty situation, just slapped it in right in the corner. No one thought that it had gone through. And the buzzer went, and we were all just like, wait, that actually did go through. It's great. It was absolutely great. Okay, good. I was having some fun with my antivirus this morning. Sorry.
No, you're all right.
I'm also recovering from a cold.
I hear you.
All right.
Luis, yes, I want chocolate chip pancakes, buddy.
Did you see, by the way, which account I have signed in from?
Yes, I did. Very nice.
Yes. So I figured.
Hey, John, how are you? Right now, we're just building viewers, guys. So
interesting. You know what's interesting? That I can see is, you know how it used to give you the option if you wanted to do a name tag?
Yeah.
You could. It doesn't do that with this. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I was just trying to do that with mine too, where I could put the little.
Yeah. I think they got rid of it. I think they got rid of that app.
That stinks.
That does. That's kind of a pain. Oh, I gotta check that. Yeah. Webcam.
Good.
That's working. And that's probably why you can't hear me properly. How's that? Can you hear me better?
Yeah. Oh.
Is that significant?
Yes.
That's because you were listening to the wrong microphone before.
Am I coming through just fine? Am I a little loud or?
You're coming through just dandy, my friend.
Perfect. Hopefully, Pat will get his stuff together pretty quick. And no, Dustin, I don't want to help you move.
No. Believe me, no.
I mean, I love helping my friends, but moving is the worst thing in the world.
Tell me about it. But that's a subject for another episode.
Yeah, well, you and I both know how it is to travel and move very, very frequently.
Oh, indeedy.
Yeah.
Indeedy. I realized I gotta go to YouTube.
You gotta go to what?
I gotta go to YouTube to see where all these questions are coming in. Oh wait, it's not that tab.
Oh, do you need the link?
I think I found it.
Yeah, I put it out there on a number of the sites. So
it's hilarious because Allison, of course, was using the computer to pull the tickets for the game yesterday. So, and I cleared the cache because, of course, my laptop is fighting everything that I'm doing at the moment.
Sure.
So it's trying to show me her YouTube subscribers, and I don't want to see any makeup videos today. Oh, I think Allison's awake.
Yeah. It was a little early for me to get up. I got up at 6:30 this morning.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, you are the greatest.
Yeah. I had to get up and wake up a little bit, and then I'm telling you, I always have such a hard time with this whole YouTube live thing. I always do.
They don't make it easy, do they?
No, they try not to. And especially
they really don't make it easy.
like me.
It's very annoying.
But I got it, thankfully.
Hang on 1 second. Sorry, my boss is calling me.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. Suzanne?
I think she might have butt dialed
I think she's at a race this morning. So that's kind of funny if she accidentally did. That's very funny. Dial. That's very, very funny.
Okay, what was that?
Hello.
There is Pat.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Wow, everything's working. Look at that.
Awesome. How are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm awake.
Hey,
we're live.
Check this out.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. I gotta see this.
This is the Mike Finley coffee mug because my head got cut off and Josh is just I don't know, he's a sliver of
yeah, I can see. I'm kind of over on one side. I approve though. I approve of the mug.
Wait, I do too. My wife got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. And unfortunately the picture that she sent in, with the artwork from Tim
I got
did not go through well. Yeah, me too though. Look, me too. I have no writing. I'm like Van Gogh.
That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. So hilariously as well, Pat, is that I don't think I've ever seen your basement in daylight until now.
Well, here it is in all its glory.
All its glory.
Wow, you can't even see the dust in there. That's amazing. What did you do?
We've been doing a lot of cleaning and organizing.
I can see that. I very much like it. I like the look.
Thank you. I mean, let's not get too excited here. I mean, I still got some work to do around here, but
it's progress.
It's an improvement.
Progress is progress.
It'll be a disaster area in no time, though.
I see you retired the boom mic stand though. That was like your signature thing.
I know it's still here, but in order to use it with the with a 3.5mm jack, I have to use a different computer, and that computer likes to die. So
yes, it does.
Yeah, so we know the history. I'm on my son's headphones.
There you go.
Yeah.
All good, man.
All good indeed.
So what's up? What do you guys got going on?
Oh, just turned on the live stream to build a few viewers and try to get things ready to go. I don't know. This is probably not going to be a super long one, I don't think.
No, I don't foresee it being a super huge long thing.
Me neither.
But we'll catch her up on everything.
Yeah, we're going to try to catch up and
let me open up YouTube here.
Let some of the guys ask some questions, and I'm sure they probably have some to talk to us about.
Oh, I don't doubt.
Do you think they're awake yet?
There's 11. Well,
11 people are awake?
Let me mute that.
Probably 8.
Oh, wait, it is.
Because I think when you get in there, it'll be 9. Because the 3 of us are watching it as well.
Chat.
So. Hey, what's up, guys?
We're up to 11.
Up to 12.
Oh, look at that.
That's because Pat just joined.
I feel special.
I did.
I feel special now. Okay, there we go. Now I can actually see what's going on.
All right, so let me start recording.
Oh, you want to do that? You want to capture some magic moments from me? Is that the idea?
Well, you never know.
Magic moments.
So there's that one. And there we go. We are recording.
Oh, boy. Don't say anything you're going to regret now.
Exactly.
Because it's on the record forever now.
I'm only drinking coffee now, so I'm good.
Wait, there's no whiskey in that? It's not an Irish coffee?
No, it's not. It's just. Although it is a Starbucks K-cup, but it is double the caffeine of a dark roast. So cheers,
there you
folks.
go.
Well, dang. Well, dang. Look at you go.
Get yourself woke up and get ready to go, right?
High test, guys.
I don't get my fancy drip coffee maker until Monday, so unfortunately I'm sidelined for the next couple of days. I'm so sad.
How do you function?
I have coffee. I just don't have my fancy drip coffee.
What kind are you getting?
I am getting a Bodum all-in-one with a removable filter. It's so cool. I'm
sorry,
excited.
I have no idea what that is.
It's science is what it is. It's great.
It's coffee.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
Well,
Why are we here?
Just want to kind of catch up with everybody and see what everybody's been up to and what's been going on, and kind of see what Joel's been up to as well.
Yeah.
So
it's been fun.
Joel's been a busy guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, kind of like myself.
Yeah. So are we doing a formal intro? Oh,
yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, Dustin, I completely agree. However, have you tried to find coarse coffee? It's very difficult unless you grind your own beans, and I don't have a grinder, and frankly, I don't have the time in the morning to grind coffee. So yeah, it's gonna be the good old gravity press for the win.
All right, guys. So let's do this. It is episode number 43. Mostly catching up, but taking questions from our listeners as well. So today is, I don't even know what today is. What is today? The 20th?
Saturday the 24th. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, who wants to start talking about what they've been up to?
Can definitely get us moving if you'd like.
We haven't even done that official intro yet, Mike.
That's as close as we got. Episode.
I like it. Boom, done. Moving on.
Done. All right. Here we go. You ready? I'll help you out. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Flight Test Community Podcast.
This is not NPR.
This is episode number 43, and today we are talking all about radio control. How's that? No, that was my best NPR impression. You got that, Pat?
That was pretty good. With the British accent and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're listening
just like
to
BBC.
NPR. Today we are sponsored by Flight Test. Not really, but just kidding.
Flight Test Community Cast. That's who we're
sponsored by. There we go. We're sponsored by ourselves.
Sponsor ourselves. Because why would anyone?
Why would anyone? There's our ad line.
That is the biggest question.
There's the ad
why
line.
would anyone?
That's right.
We are sponsored by the Flight Test Community Podcast, because why would anyone want to sponsor us?
So, as usual, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we have not prepped at all for this podcast. We just decided on a whim that we're going to do it this morning, which is totally out of whatever it is I'm trying to say that it's out of. It is not within that. So,
well, in all
we have no idea what we're doing.
In all actuality, yeah, I did. And let me start real quick, Joel.
Yeah.
We haven't been on for a month plus. And I want to apologize first to everybody out there that listens to us. But one of the things I remember when we first started this podcast that we decided on originally was if we didn't have good content, we weren't going to have a show. And between my travel, Pat's work, and everything that Joel's been up to, we haven't had time to sit down and come up with any good podcast material. So we have kind of left you guys hanging. While we apologize for not having any content, we don't apologize for not having a show without decent content. I'm not sure that this one's going to be decent or not, but
this one doesn't count. We
want to just come in and talk to you guys for a little bit, and just let you know where we are, that we're still alive and moving, and life has just been really busy for all of us lately. So that's kind of why the show's been where it's at for a while. So,
yeah, completely agree.
So, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Since you're on a roll with speaking words and such, why don't you continue? What have you been up to, buddy? What's going on in the flatland?
Well, in the flatland out here in eastern Kansas, western Missouri, it has been windy for months, and I do mean windy. So there's not been a lot of chance to fly. And of course, I've been traveling like nonstop since January, it seems like. And I just haven't had time to do much of anything at all. Now, I will tell you that I have got some quads going and then crashed. And so they need to get going again, like my Win 5. Again, broken arm.
Oh my goodness! Again?
I'm telling you, again.
Jeez.
And that one was strictly my fault. I was trying to do a trick a little too low, and that's all good because I've still got 3 arms to put on there. So
nice,
because of the fact that they are weak, and I love the frame, by the way. It flies wonderfully, but it was all on me.
Just don't crash
and yeah, exactly. But I was trying to do something that I wasn't quite prepared to do at a low altitude, and my own fault. But then I saw this Win 2 XL actually carrying a GoPro Session, and it was a bind and fly. So I decided to buy it, and this thing is a little beast. If you don't put the Session on there, oh my God, it rips. It'll fly with a 5-inch, no problem at all. Using 3S batteries, this thing is just a beast. And of course, because of the Indiegogo that Flight Test put out, and we do want to say thanks to everyone for helping support Edgewater Air Park. I went on ahead and of course donated as well, and did the Gremlin Turbo.
Sweet.
And I've got it all put together. Yeah.
Dude, that thing is so pretty.
This thing rips like nobody's business. I love this little thing. I can set it about 4 feet off the ground and go anywhere I want, and it just hauls. And this one will also keep up with a 5-inch anywhere.
Wow.
This thing's crazy. I mean,
I believe it.
Oh man. And I did have a bit of an issue, and I do want to give a shout out to Stefan, to Mitchell, to Ian, and to TJ over at Flight Test, because I had 2 motors, these 2 little Emax 1106. What are they? 6,000s, I think. Yeah, 6,000 kV motors. These little bitty guys right here that are on there.
The red bottoms.
2 of them were dead, and I don't think I've ever seen that. And I spoke to Stefan and Mitchell. I spoke to Stefan Friday, a week ago Friday, and I had him first of the week. The following week, when I got home from traveling, I threw him on there, and the thing flies fantastic. So thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
I should get one of those dang Gremlins. I really
they are so much fun.
Dude, they are a ball. Now, I did buy one other thing that I'm still waiting to attach to my goggles, and I got a True D.
Yes.
Furious FPV receiver that I need to get installed on my head plays. There are some modifications I can do to make this work.
Picked the right module.
Well, after doing all the reading and everything that I've done, I believe I did. We're going to find out. I do still need to get a patch antenna, but I will do that. And then once I get my patch antenna, I just haven't had time to order it.
Do you have the idea of which one you want to get? Or
no, not 100% yet. I've seen a couple of things. So
either the good old immersion 5 dB or the Menace RC, which
that's the one I was looking at, because a lot of people are saying it's really good.
That one is 10 dB, but I hear it has an axial ratio of near 1. I don't know how close to 1 it is, but I know it's really close to 1. So I'm watching Allison play with the Mylar banner, which is really entertaining. So
Mylar, and I thought she might be doing.
No, yeah, I think we're gonna hang it across there. It's no, I kid you not. Look, show everyone the Mylar banner. That thing is huge.
Hi, Allison.
Everybody says hello. Yeah, that thing is huge. I didn't realize that was that big. Okay, we are. So the other reason that Mike very kindly and graciously put the podcast this fine, lovely morning, the morning after I attend a hockey game with the delightful voice that I have, is because we actually have a huge group of people coming over for dinner this evening. For a friend of ours is celebrating their birthday, so we're gonna throw them a little thing. Thank you. So Allison got all the stuff yesterday. We got to run and get some more stuff today. So the earlier the podcast kind of went out, the better. Mike, I love how deep you've gotten into quadcopters. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Because one of the challenges, one of the struggles that you and I had talked about going into the winter season with you is that you were worried about the wind conditions up there and how you didn't think you were going to be able to fly a lot of fixed wing. And the multi-rotors kind of gives you the ability to fly even when the wind is howling at 30 some crazy miles an hour up where you are.
Yeah, well, in a way, I mean, about the only ones I can fly, of course, is my 5-inch when it gets that, when it gets that windy, but I can, and I'll be honest with you, it's a bit of a struggle in the 20 to 30 mile an hour. If it's 5 to 10, I'm good. Once it gets up to that 15 to 20, it is a little bit more challenging. Because of course I generally fly out just behind my house and they're starting to build. I wish I could show you guys, but it's that way. They're building a whole bunch of new townhouses, and they're going to be, I swear to God, in my backyard, and I'm really not happy about it. Because I don't know. I know we're supposed to get some rain this morning. If we do, they won't be working, but I heard them out there this morning already working at 6:45 this morning.
Ow.
Yeah, on a Saturday. And, of course, Sharon works, 12:30 to 9 at night, so she don't get up quite as early as I do. And she tries to sleep during the week, and she can't because they're out there banging and beating and trucks up and down the road.
Oh, how ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. But I guess that's part of living in a newer subdivision.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I can understand that. I mean, the same is happening out this way, so I completely get it.
So, Pat, how about you go next, because we want to save Joel for kind of
Lost would
be the right thing to say. Yes.
It's been kind of a long, cold, dark winter for me. I haven't really been doing a whole lot.
Wait, so the 5 nor'easters that have blown through haven't affected you in any way? What?
No, not at all. I mean, the reason it's so bright behind me is because the sun is reflecting off the snow. We got 17 freaking inches of snow Tuesday and Wednesday. 17 inches. Ridiculous.
Yes.
So
I have one more thing I do want to say. While I was traveling for this past week's work,
oh, I know where he's going with this.
I almost forgot, and then I just got a message saying someone was watching. So I do want to quickly share a photo. And for the people that are just listening, sorry about this. I'll tell you who it is in a minute. But let's see how. Oh yeah, you can see that.
Oh, that's pretty great. Yeah.
Shut up, Joel. So it'll stay there. Anyway,
you want me to? I don't know why she hangs out with those guys.
I really don't either. But for the people that are just
way too pretty for that.
That's Eddie Black and Wendy. I got to actually hang out with them on Thursday night. So I just wanted to say to those guys, thank you so much. I love you guys. And, I love everybody here. But, it was really cool to get to see them. That's the first time I've seen them since Flite Fest East. So it was really just good to see them.
And you got to go down to Galveston. You got to see the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, that's where that photo was taken at down there.
Yeah, very nice.
Because it was only about 45 minutes from where we were. So,
so perfect. Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
So sorry about that, Pat. I wanted to make sure that I got that out there.
No worries, brother. So yeah, I haven't been up to a whole lot this winter. I've kind of been in a funk. Just haven't really been motivated to do a whole lot RC. Part of that is because I did start flight lessons, and I'm right now working toward my light sport license, but will continue on to get my private and now I'm having, grand delusions of owning an airplane. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to make that work out, but
I don't know why you've got that kick.
I don't either. No, it was, and I know I've probably said this on here before more than once, but I took lessons when I was in high school. I soloed on my 16th birthday, and like almost everyone you talk to, college came along, then a family, and
that's called life, man.
Life happened,
Yep.
and airplanes cost money. So I figured at this point in my life, if I didn't do it now, I would never do it. And if I didn't do it, that would probably be one of the biggest regrets of my life looking back. So I'm working on it. It's been rough with the weather. My last 3 lessons have been basically canceled due to weather, or, well, I'm taking lessons from Sport Flying USA over in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I don't know if they are the only Bristol dealer in the country. I kind of think they are. So not only do they give instruction in the Bristol, if you've never heard of the Bristol, and I guess a lot of people on here probably haven't, it's a light sport airplane. It was designed by the same guy who designed the Piper Sport Cruiser, which is a nice airplane, but he somehow partnered with Piper. He had designed the airplane separately. Piper sold the Sport Cruiser under their name for a while. Then that dissolved or whatever. Sorry if I'm boring you with this, guys. But anyway, he redesigned the airplane, and the Bristol it's just a sweetheart of an airplane. It's got a 100 horsepower Rotax engine in it. The thing, you punch the throttle on the runway, and you're back in the seat and you're off the ground in no time. It's fantastic. It's a gentle flyer, yet it's very nimble and responsive. It's got a big bubble canopy on it. I've never been in an airplane with that much visibility. It's incredible. It feels like you're just floating in the sky. It's fantastic.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
I have been loving life with that. I'm hoping the weather cooperates a little bit more. So right now I think I'm only somewhere around 6 hours. So 10 is the minimum to solo. I don't have any delusions of soloing at 10 hours, but somewhere around there. I think my first solo I did at 12 when I was in high school. But anyway, not that matters. But yeah, I've been focusing more on that than I have RC, although I have been dabbling with a couple of things. I've been working on this quad.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm ashamed of myself. But no, I was having some issues with the PDB board in the Pololu, and when we did that podcast with who was it? Schizo Gabbett and Stingy. And anybody who would watch this not knowing anything about people would be like, what in the hell is he talking about? Well, who are those people? Right. Anyway, they kind of laughed at me when I said, yeah, I got this persistent PDB issue with the Pololu on there, and I have to resolder all the time. And they looked at me like I had 3 heads because, apparently that was so last year.
It was.
So I got a Maytech power distribution board with built-in voltage regulator, and I got a fancy new soldering station with hot air rework.
Yay!
So, I'm all thrilled about that. So I'll be putting that back together here shortly. The thing that I'm excited the most about is hang on a sec, be right back.
Yep.
Oh, he's getting a thing.
Yeah, he got the same soldering station I did.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing is so nice.
Here, I can move this for a second, and here's mine right here under all the clutter and mess. I love this thing.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic.
All right, Pat. I know what Pat's got a hold of.
Yeah. So I showed this on
yes,
the last podcast, I guess it was when Jen and Josh came on, talked about the air park. But Stephen Rosema, Rasterize on the forums. If you know anything about flight test, that sounds condescending if I say it that way. Anyway, Stephen Rosema has done an incredible amount of work for the flight test community in making really great looking skins for several airplanes. He did all of the Baby Brits and Baby Barons a couple of years ago for the Gothic Gaggle. And he has made a set of skins for the Jenny that I designed and built.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's super pretty.
And they're fantastic. So I'm cutting those out now, and I'm going to be building it. Another one. This was the prototype number 1. And it's a little ragged out right now because I've flown the snot out of it. I love the way this airplane flies. I am so proud of this airplane. It looks like a Jenny in the sky. It flies like a Jenny. It's almost like flying a little Horizon Hobby Champ.
Oh, that's so
or
awesome.
Parks owner, whoever it is. Yeah, I mean, it is that gentle. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm excited to build another one for Jen. That was the inspiration, building it for Jen Bixler, and I'll be sending it to her. And I'll probably build another one for Josh to play around with too. So anyway, I'll be making plans available for this at some point if anybody is interested, and I'll have the skins along with it. Like I said, I'm very, very proud of this airplane. It is everything I hoped it would be and more. So that's what I've been up to. Not
awesome.
Really anything. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. This is a big one. So I have pretty much all the structural components to build a Rascal, thanks to Blake Ziegler.
Nice.
Yeah. So Blake had bought the all the structural components. I guess he had bought everything to build a Rascal. And he decided, because Blake he's an impressive guy. He really is.
Yep.
Especially for as young as he is. He decided he's going to scale this thing up, and now he's got this massive CNC cutter based on the idea of the Rascal, but he basically redesigned it himself, and he sold me the components from it. So basically all I have to do is get off my butt, order the electronic side of things, motors, controller, wiring, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I've got half of a Rascal waiting to be assembled, and I'm really excited to get on that. The only part that worries me is, where am I going to put it?
Yeah.
I see a basement cleaning coming.
Well, I tell you what, no. If I pan the camera to my left right now.
Wait, what used to be the big pile of things?
It is no longer a big pile of things.
There's
plenty of room over there for me to expand. I've been told I'm not allowed to. But I don't really listen to this kind of thing.
I was going to say, like, you listen.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
I do what I want.
You do not need that kind of negativity in your life, my friend.
So big shout out and thank you to Blake. You're an awesome guy. Actually, I'm going to be over. I do have to pick up one more component from him. And it just hit me. I'm going to be over in Lancaster on Tuesday.
No way.
Actually, I'm going to be in Lebanon on Tuesday, but he'll be at work, so I'll go over and pick it up from him at work. I just have to coordinate that with him, and I might even get to schedule another flight lesson along the way. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's that. And as soon as the snow melts outside, it'll be spring.
Yay!
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get back in the air. Maybe.
So.
Maybe. Very good. Very good. Well, so I guess.
So, Joel, what in the heck have you been up to, and what are your plans, son?
Okay, well, you two know the grander picture, which I have to keep under wraps for now. But Allison and I have been literally non-stop since the beginning of this year. We have been doing a lot of volunteer work at an organization that Pat is incredibly familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very near and dear to my heart.
We have been volunteering at an organization called Give Kids the World, which is a village, kind of like a hotel where kids from organizations like Make-A-Wish and various other organizations come and stay in Orlando to enjoy the attractions. And so Alice and I have been giving a lot of time, a lot of Sunday evenings to be down there and working with them. I usually do deliveries, and she's usually doing deliveries either with me or we've done quite a bit of stuff around the village as of late. So we're actually going to be down there again tomorrow for another session. So that has been a lot of my Sundays, which is where I haven't been able to podcast as much. We're trying to do quite a lot with that organization, which is really exciting locally.
Yeah, and just from a personal standpoint, let me say thank you for doing that. I mean, it's my son had a kidney transplant at 2.5. And he subsequently had another one when he was 17. He's 21 now. And actually, this is very exciting. He got a real job.
Yay!
Thank God. Now, he went to school. He went for a phlebotomy certification and got it. And he technically hasn't even completed his certification yet or gotten it, but he's already employed and working. And so that's awesome. But anyway, we received a Make-A-Wish trip when he was, I'm going to say, around 4 or 5. And we went down and we stayed at Give Kids the World, which is an amazing place. It is an amusement park in and of itself. And when you say hotel, it is not like a hotel.
It's a village.
It's a village. Like we had, it's like a series of duplex houses.
Yep.
So we had half of it. I mean, we had a whole house to ourselves, basically. The grounds are beautiful. There's things for the kids to do there. There's like, you go in, if you know, oh, good God, I'm having a brain fart. Perkins Restaurant. Sorry, yes. I'm on a tangent here, but Perkins Restaurant donates food, time, and money. If you go into a Perkins restaurant, you'll see a little donation thing on the counter for Give Kids the World. If you're like, I don't even know what that is, it's legit. So they've got an ice cream shop there. It's incredible. It was such a wonderful experience. And then when you go to the parks, they, at least when we were there, they gave kids these buttons to where it says Give Kids the World. And if you have that button on, you have the pass to go to the front of any line. If there's a character meet and greet, they will come directly over to you. We even had we were waiting in line for the Buzz Lightyear and something else character thing. And it was, they weren't going to come out for another, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And one of the people that worked there saw Sean with the button on, went inside, and they brought the characters out specifically to meet him. It is awesome. What they do, what Give Kids the World does is awesome. And fortunately for us, you know, there are a lot of parents that face far worse things with their children. In fact, we when we were there, we had a guy stop us, and he said, he handed us a wad of cash. He said, "I want to give you this." And we're like, "What is this?" He said, last year we received a trip, stayed at Give Kids the World, and unfortunately their child had passed away, and they had come back a year later to remember their kid and experience that kind of again.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It was like, oh yeah. But so Joel, and thank Allison as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's a magical place.
Oh yeah, and we absolutely, like, as Pat said, it is magical. Like, there is a reason we volunteer as much as we do. It's absolutely addictive. And you know, we have very giving spirits, so obviously always wanting to give back to the community any way we can. And it's a great organization. I feel very passionately about it, and it's just taking a lot of time, and I love it.
So, sure, awesome. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yep. And so I've been incredibly busy with that, but not only that, as you can tell by my slender physique, I have been running a hell of a lot as well.
From what?
That's a good question. From responsibility would be the right answer to that question. No, Allison and I have been participating. In fact, this one over here participated in her first Disney 5K in March. February. February was the Princess 5K. We, in 3 weeks, will be celebrating the Disney Star Wars 10K. So that is a timed 10K at 6.5 miles. At 3 a.m. Yay. On a Saturday. Yay. So that's coming up real quick. So Alison and I are neck deep in training for that as well. And on top of all that, we're trying to get rid of stuff in the apartment. So if we're not running, if we're not Give Kids the World, then we're trying to clear up the apartment. And then when I have a second, I try and get out and fly.
Are you, Joel, are you going to do the Princess Run?
I am actually in 20.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want to know.
In 2019. Oh, you know I'm going to rock that tutu. You know I'm going to rock that tutu.
I definitely want you to run like a princess.
Oh, you know I will. Gab that. And oh my goodness, social media is going to fire up about that. Okay, anyway. So yeah, so we are doing the 10K for Star Wars. We're doing the 10K for Food and Wine, and then the what's called the Princess Challenge, which is consecutively one after each day, 5K, 10K, and half marathon. So
what? You say consecutively
days. Friday is the 5K.
And then you do
Saturday is the 10K,
and then
Sunday is the half.
You sick bastard.
No way.
So yeah,
I can't run down my stairs, man.
Right. This is nobody's going to care about this whatsoever, but I don't care. I'm going to say it. Okay, so I work at Lowe's in the paint department. Yesterday, the lady who runs receiving deliveries came up to me and said, "Hey, would you mind going out and helping the delivery guys? They're delivering some refrigerators, and it's down in Hanover, which is like 45 minutes away." And like, no, I don't want to go, but I ended up going. And no, I agreed to go. I wish a matter of fact, I can do this. If Mike Finley can do this, I can show you pictures on my phone.
I think you can.
On the thing. Okay, so these guys had to deliver 8 refrigerators to a set of apartment building, and
no,
that's the first flight of stairs. This is a pre-Civil War era building.
Oh my goodness.
Then that is the second flight of stairs, which, by the way, is considerably steeper than the first flight of stairs.
Yeah.
So me and Scott, another guy that worked there, we get there, and these crazy SOBs they've taken up 6 refrigerators and brought 6 down. So thankfully, by the time we got there, we only had to do 1 each. And I got to this because of the whole thinking about running, dude. By the time we got to the top with 1 refrigerator, my legs were on fire. I was the guy at the top lifting, pulling. He was on the bottom pushing, and then we had to take 1 back down. 1, I was dead.
Yeah,
dead. And these guys did 6.
No way.
Oh, that's too funny.
But anyway, more power to you, buddy. I'm glad you're enjoying Disney to the fullest and doing those kinds of things, because it is, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and you know what? This is our excursion before having kids, so we are having as much fun as we possibly can. We are doing as much for each other as we possibly can, and I am more proud of this one than you guys will ever know, because she is doing an incredible job on her fitness and health. She is down 15 pounds right now. I'm very, very proud of her. Very, very proud. So yeah, she's doing incredible as well. So good job, babe. The other thing, as you probably have noticed when I pop up, or I should say when I pop down, and whenever the screen becomes live, is that I have something underneath my name that you probably either have seen or recognized. Bless you. And that is something that I have been working on the side as well, which has kind of been taking some time away. Bless you.
Bless you, Allison.
Pat says bless you. And Mike says bless you.
Yes. Bless you.
She said, "Thank you, Mike."
My heart.
It will always continue. You know that.
It'll never stop.
It will never stop.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have been working on something, and I have been really passionate about this. You know, Mike is wearing a shirt for a company that we also do a lot of representing for, and that's a company called Rotor Riot, which is something that Chad Kappa has been involved with. And I'm very, very proud to see that Chad Kappa and Josh and everyone over at Flite Test is going to be starting to do more with the Rotor Riot crew. I think that's a really great partnership. So I'm really happy about the things that are going on there. But something that popped up on the Flite Test videos a little while ago really struck a nerve with me, and I don't know what it was about it. Mike can attest to this because I think we both have the same passion towards this particular subject. And I really hope a lot of the community feels the same way. Is that Flite Test started something called Quad Share. And Quad Share was intended to be a system where people who wanted to get into FPV quadcopters or drones could reach out and request components because they were, quote, too expensive to get into. And there was something about the fact that Flite Test was creating something that generated such an attitude of begging and requesting components as freebies instead of working and driving towards something and growing and learning in it. And it really hit me hard, and it just did not it did not sit well with me. I did not like the idea of Quad Share at all. I didn't like who was driving it. There's a couple of reasons. I'm not going to get into it here. Mike fully agrees. I
think I'm being very good right now.
I'm as you can tell, I'm being politically correct here. You know, there's a couple of things about it that just doesn't sit well with me, and I cannot support Quad Share as part of Flite Test. And instead, what I have seen with what Rotor Riot has been doing with what they've got called Quad Camp, which is incredible. If you have not heard about Quad Camp, you guys need to go to the Rotor Riot site. You need to follow them on YouTube, and you need to see the incredible things that they've been doing for the community, especially for new pilots, through the program called Quad Camp. And so as a aside to that, and as something that I feel very, very passionately about, there is something that I have been working on. And as you can see underneath, I'm signed into it through YouTube right now. It's something called Quad Courses. And Quad Courses is designed to be a seminar-based program that is all digital. So the way that I am launching Quad Courses is through a series of 3 articles that are appearing on the Flite Test articles page, a blog page, which I still have yet to set up. The first article is complete, and I'm waiting for it to go live on Flite Test's article page before making it live on the blog space. But you can go to wordpress.quadcourses.com and find it there. You can also follow it on Instagram and Facebook, because there will be PDF documents there as well. But essentially, I'm creating a 2018 guide for getting into quadcopters. And
cool.
It's split
and
into...
then in 2019, he'll have to change everything and do it again because the technology is changing every 6 months.
You got it. Exactly. Which is and Mike hit the nail on the head. The tech in the industry, the way things are moving are so fast in the quad space. I mean, the fact that Pat was talking about the PDB and the Pololu thing, that was a thing because PDBs only transferred...
Power distribution boards, for those who might not know.
PDBs would only run straight battery voltage out from the battery pack to the ESCs. with no filtering whatsoever. So the Polulu was an addition to provide 5-volt power outage for the flight controller, for the camera system, for the video transmitter. And that would be something that you could use as a method of filtering. Well, nowadays, there are PDBs with built-in 5-volt, 12-volt rails. You also have filtering. You also have PDBs that can do OSD. And now you can get ESCs, which have the power distribution board built in a 4-in-1 combination. So that's just in the last year alone that we've gone from that point to that point. So just imagine how much further the technology is going to get in another year's time. So the 2018 guide is designed for it's split into 3 parts. Very easy. Part 1 is all about quads. What is a quadcopter? What are the components? What are the things that you need to be aware of? How do they fly? What's the movement of one of these quadcopters? And basically from there, you have the foundation that you need to start moving on to part 2 of quad courses, which part 2 is the technical background. The technical background is exactly how it sounds. So it's understanding how everything connects together. It's understanding what the flight controller is doing. It's understanding PID loops. It's understanding the video system. It's understanding what 5.8 video transmission is. It's understanding what 2.4 radio transmission is, and all of the technical side of what is going on behind the scenes so that you have a better grasp of what's going on. And not only that, it will also be a start guide as to how to assemble and build one of these quads. So part 2 is really the kind of the big meat and bones of quad courses, and that will adapt and grow as things are going to change. So that's in the articles. And then part 3, and this is the part that kind of takes over from where Quad Share was, is part 3 is going to be your go-to shopping list. So you guys are probably familiar with a guy named Joshua Bardwell. Joshua Bardwell is a really big name YouTuber who is all about quadcopters and general knowledge. And another guy who you may be familiar with is a guy called Oscar Lang. And Oscar Lang is all about reviews and technical and blah, blah, blah. So basically, Quad Courses is smashing those 2 ideas together. Ideally, once the 3rd article gets released and once the shopping list is out there, once people kind of get a sense, we're going to be doing a giveaway. And I'm really, really excited about this. So
he's saying we, but it's him.
It is. Well, Quad Courses. So Quad Courses has been sponsored by Quadbox. And so our very first giveaway is actually sponsored by Quadbox. And you guys will receive some of the goodies from a Quadbox package, and we'll talk more about Quadbox when we start releasing the videos and what exactly Quadbox is. Mike is very familiar with it. Both of us are representing shirts from Quadbox right now. But Quadbox is a really phenomenal way of quickly getting parts. Once a month, it's a subscription box service. The guys over at Rotorite and X-Hover are the ones who assemble this, and it's really fantastic. You guys may be familiar with a pilot named Bot Grinder, who is the coolest guy on the face of the earth.
Did you say Butt Grinder?
Bot. B-O-T.
Well, he has been called Butt Grinder.
Yes, he has. So, first of all, I really want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Quadbox for sponsoring the first of this year's articles. So we'll be doing the giveaway for that here shortly and talking more about Quadbox and what they do. But I also want to give a shout out to another local company that's really been helping us out, and that is Race Day Quads. That's these guys right here. So Race Day Quads has assisted me in getting all of my components for both of my quads set up and organized, and both of them are really fantastic. So yeah. So that is Quad Courses in a nutshell. And I look forward to first article should be dropping here in the next few days. It's on the FT articles in review right now. So I'm just waiting for it to drop. And then I'll do a general release. But if you guys want daily quad content, please jump over to the Instagram and Facebook pages. You can find us at Quad Courses on both of those, and quadcourses_FPV on Instagram. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about what Quad Courses is going to become. Again, the future endeavor is to do more YouTube videos and then doing seminars through the YouTube live space, like what we're doing right now. So basically have a group of people come in, learn about a particular subject, ask questions along the way, and kind of go through and teach people all about these incredible machines that all three of us have had a ton of fun with in the past. And when you get into it, once you get behind the goggles, you really get that true sense of flight and the freedom that it gives you. It's just incredible technology, and it's exciting. It really is exciting. So yeah, that's Quad Courses.
I feel like an underachiever now. I mean, seriously, that's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, well, I understand. I just, but I guess I would like for Joel to give us an idea of what that's going to do with this group.
Yeah. So obviously it's going to shuffle up the group here a little bit. I kind of have to take a step back from FTCC a little bit in order to accomplish everything that we're trying to do on Quad Courses. So it's just going to be these two fellas over here for a little while. They may bring a third person back in. I don't know, but of course I'm always around. If either of you two need me for anything, I'll always support you.
So Mike, what he just said is he's going to edit all of the podcasts from here on out.
That's what I heard.
Y'all are hilarious.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it. So you may see less of me on FTCC. However, you guys have been fully supporting everything that I've been doing. I mean, Mike has the exact same feelings about what was going on over at FT that I do, which is what generated a lot of the work behind what I've been doing with Quad Courses. And also, to put it simply, I haven't been in quite as much with the fixed wing stuff. I've been focused more on the quads. I love my fixed wing, but I'm actually gunning more towards FPV craft than I am line of sight stuff. So actually the plane that I designed for Flite Fest South is sitting up here still because I still have to do the tweaks on it so that it can then get FPV equipment, because that's going to be an absolute rocket ship for FPV. So I'm really excited. So I'm doing a lot more with FPV lately. I love FPV. Like what Pat said, Pat's got behind the sticks of a full-size full-scale plane. That's what I love. I love being behind the sticks, under the hood, in the cockpit, flying around. There's just something about being up in the air that is just so satisfying and gratifying, and I
absolutely
love it. And that's why I'm so addicted to FPV.
Yeah, the FPV bug has bitten me really hard.
Good, right? Yeah. And dude, once you get the diversity stuff in there, you'll be amazed as to how far you can push this thing. I still haven't pushed these guys as far as I think I can yet. I was pushing one of my quads a week ago. Again, I'm still only running free sky on my quads with
what do you mean only? That stuff's great.
Well, wait a second.
Here it comes. That was still last month.
Yes, it was 200 milliwatt on both of those. So I'm waiting to pump those up to 600 and seeing how far I really get. But can I tell you, I am itching. I am so itching, Mike. It's horrible because you're going to smack me across the face. But I am so itching to get crossfire. Oh, am I itching for crossfire? Something rotten.
I get it. I understand it.
I really want it.
What is crossfire?
It's just a longer distance.
It's a long range. I have to use long range in quotes, because if I use long range and people actually know what long range is, then I'll get smacked for saying that it's long range when it's technically not long range.
Long range, right? Gotcha. Yeah, you're not going to go fly 20 kilometers with it.
No.
Well, I mean, I have some long range stuff. My Phantom, I flew over a mile, and my Mavic, I've flown just about. And I know they'll go further than that, but I just am scared to death to take something that expensive and like
put it
fly
out there
it where I can't do anything.
Well, I mean, I remember the look on Andre's face when we were out in Ohio back, almost a year ago now, when he lost video signal from his, and Chris Roncaglione had to come flying and find him with his, and and fly him back until he picked up video signal again. That was great. That boy had a rough trip last year.
Oh yeah, he did. Whew. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, quads is taking a lot of my time, but also I added Mike to this group. There's a new and really innovative group of wing pilots that popped up fairly recently, and I am really itching to get one of those wings. So Pat, if you haven't done so yet and you're interested, there is a group
all about flying wings.
There is a group on Facebook called Defiant Wings. Defiant, as in Defiant. This group is passionate about really inexpensive, fun flying wings, and they have a wing right now which is called the Defiant 28. It's a 28-inch wing, but it is a blunt nose, and it only takes quad size components, so it's really accessible, it's really inexpensive, and yeah, $60 for an EPP 28-inch wing, which can go up to 4S, dude. It's awesome. And if you look at,
do we know who's doing that?
Yeah,
it's.
But
I mean, but who? Do we know the person behind it, or people behind it, or not?
I want to say the guy's name is Sean Shepard. Hang on.
I'm looking him up right now.
When in doubt, go to Facebook.
Here, I'm going to show this anyway. I don't care if it's appropriate or not. It's the last great act of defiance.
Yes.
And of course, the mouse is the one being defiant.
Of course,
which is very much me.
Oh yeah, is it? Is it there? Is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a nice looking wing.
Yeah, I'll do and just so that you guys can see what we're talking about. This is the Defiant 28. It's a really, really beautiful little wing. Again, it's blunt nose. It takes quad components. There's a good number of 3D printed parts that you can get for it. All the STL files become available if you have a 3D printer. But they fly unbelievably well. If you watch any of the videos here on YouTube, they're such beautiful wings. So I'm probably going to dive in and get a new EPP FPV wing. So it's kind of funny. So the only line of sight plane that I currently have left in my fleet, other than the Radian, which still doesn't have a nose at the moment, is my Cub.
Which is a wonderful airplane.
Which is a wonderful airplane. I love my Cub.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So
we won't see Joel very much. I mean, I'm sure there'll be times when we'll say, "Hey, Joel, we need you," or "We want you." I mean, of course, we always want him in, but we understand that he does have. I mean, he's a young man. He's got a lot going on in his life, and we want him to pursue his passions as well. So it's not a goodbye. It's more
see
of
you
a
real soon.
Taking
as
a quick
Mickey
break
Mouse would
and,
say.
Yes, see you real soon. But I kind of want to go ahead and move on now to ask the guys that are listening, watching, if they have some questions for us that maybe we haven't ever answered. I can't say we will answer them all.
Exactly.
But it depends on what the question is. Exactly.
The more inappropriate, the better.
And just as an FYI, if anyone has specific radio control questions, whether it be fixed wing or multi-rotor related, we can definitely answer those as well. I think we're all more than qualified to assist with any troubleshooting and helping anyone while we're here. So if anyone has a specific question that they're looking to answer, the other question that I did get as well is, does that mean I'm still going to be active with the flight test beta builders? I am still very active with that. So I do still do all the beta testing with Pat for flight test beta builders. And so we're still actively assisting with all of the development of future flight test airplanes. So yeah,
it's been a fairly slow winter on that front too.
Yep, it has. So, and that's what's allowed me to kind of do a little bit more. But there are a good number of planes coming down the pipe. We can say that. There's not much more we can say on the subject. But we're really excited about what's coming down the pipe. I mean, except for one, I can't talk about that. But I'm not very excited about the next one.
Thomas.
What? Okay, well. Text me. What are you talking?
Well, how about this? When we go offline,
okay, sounds good. Okay, because I haven't. I've been tuned out a little bit lately.
I wonder why. You want to know what the meaning of life is, Ryan?
It's 42.
It's
well, he said, "Why is 42 important?" And I said, "Because it's the meaning of life.
It's right. It's the answer to the ultimate question.
That's
life,
right.
The universe, and everything."
Right, but so, nobody can remember what the question is.
That's right.
You don't know, the question's irrelevant. The answer is all that matters.
So Thomas Farrell's asking Pat if your buddy has ever fished his Mavic out.
Oh, that's a good question. Crate. No. As far as I know, it's still a submarine, and will be forever and ever.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, in case anybody's here that didn't hear that story, just real quick wrap up. I have a guy that lives a couple of houses down from me here in the neighborhood, and he had a Mavic, and he was out flying it over a local lake, and behind the dam of this lake has a bottom discharge and a top discharge, but the bottom discharge comes out in a little pond. And he was flying over this little pond, and it just went into land mode. He did nothing to cause it to do it. It just landed itself in the water. And I've heard a couple of other people having that issue. I don't know if it's something about maybe the sonar or whatever it is, and the water freaks out its brain. But we drug it with magnets. I borrowed a wetsuit and bobbed around in that freaking cold water for way too long and could not find that thing. No idea what's going on with it, but it's underwater somewhere. So anyway, no.
Nice.
Mavic dead.
Okay.
I love this next question. Can I take the next two?
Sure.
Sure. So AeroGeek asks, why are you guys doing this so early? I thought my clock was broken. No, your clock's not broken. This is the only available minute that I had, and these two over here were gracious enough to acknowledge the fact that I needed to be on at a certain time, so they adjusted their time zone to accommodate my schedule. So I appreciate the both of them for getting up early to assist with getting this moving.
Yeah, and getting up early for me, I'm an hour behind you guys. So
yeah, exactly. So
it
this
was really tough because I actually had a full day of travel yesterday. Flights canceled, and I didn't get home until 8:40 p.m. last night, and I started at 7:30 yesterday morning.
I totally feel you.
I saw you were not real happy with, what was it, Southwest?
Yeah, Southwest.
I can't believe they routed you through Atlanta for that. But
well, it was
annoying
because all the flights were sold out that were after that, and I'm like, that's not my problem, guys. But
no.
What do you do?
Yeah, really. And then Michael S asked, what is our preferred technique for skinning FT planes? I'm going to defer that question to our buddy Stephen Rosemer.
Well,
let Pat take it.
And Pat, Pat, explain
the
technique.
I can do this. So when you skin airplanes, what I do personally is I peel the skin off, the paper off of the foam board, and I use 3M Super 77.
77, baby.
That stuff.
And yeah, that stuff. And
comes in a big old can like this, or like what Pat has.
Yeah. You have to be careful with this because this will melt foam, so you have to tread lightly. Here's how I do it. I'll just do a mock
Meanwhile,
so what I do is I cut out the shape of the skin, okay, and then I spray the back of the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Let it get a little bit tacky. I don't spray on the foam. I let this get tacky. It's kind of like contact cement, with contact cement. You let it, in a sense, completely dry, and when you put the two halves together, it will never move again. Well, let this get almost dry, tacky, and then you just lay it on the foam, and that's it. And then you can cut out the foam around the paper. It's really easy to do. If you're like me and you're stuck with an 8.5 by 11 printer, it gets a little laborious from that side of things, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. In a way, it's almost easier than hand cutting. And I don't know why I think this, but than hand cutting from regular plans.
Yep.
It is, because you're actually putting the template, gluing it to the foam, and then cutting around the template. And
I will tell you that technique does last. I still have my baby Brit body from FT Flite Fest 20. That one still has blood on it, doesn't it, Pat? Flite Fest 15. Sorry, 16. Yeah, 16. What am I talking about? Flite Fest 16. Bless you. The paper adheres to the foam really, really well. I saw a really hilarious question come in about if any of us are planning on going to Helly's. My answer is, I'm broke enough. I don't need to be even more broke.
Yeah, exactly.
They
but not only that, but they're scary.
I don't want to die.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, there's a question up here that Dustin asked about, do you use any glue in addition to a vinyl wrap? And I will tell you, vinyl wraps can do well. To me, they're heavy. Because generally about the thinnest you can get is around a 2 mil vinyl. And when you completely cover a plane with vinyl, it tends to get heavy. So it makes it faster. Now, if you want a faster airplane, then go for the vinyl. I would still probably do a little bit of the Super 77 along with it, just to make sure, because the foam on the airplane is porous. So it will tend to not want to stick as well with just the adhesive on the vinyl itself.
Yeah, agreed. So. And the other thing I will add to that is the only airplanes you should be laminating for any reason are EPP wings or EPP airplanes that come with DocuLam. And the reason is it just adds a thin layer of skin over the top of the EPP, and it makes them more rigid, it makes them more rugged, and you can crash them into all sorts of stupid things and they will not break. So DocuLam on an EPP wing or an EPP plane makes complete sense. If you have any questions about how to do that, Alex Grieve actually does a phenomenal job of how to DocuLam an EPP airplane on his channel. So I'll defer you to IB Crazy on YouTube for how to do that.
Yep. Okay. So, Pat, Luis has got a question for you. When are you going to pass along that Corsair?
Which one? I've got 3.
I guess any one of them. I don't know. He's wanting to pass one along.
Never.
No, I wouldn't either. Robert Goff actually asks a really good question. I really am glad that you asked. Okay, so he says, I accidentally flew one battery on a Vortex 250 Pro without the antenna by accident. Thankfully, it was at 25 milliwatt. And I still have video transmission. Do you think the TX is damaged? I will tell you, most VTXs, especially good ones like you'll find in Immersion as well as TBS products, those VTXs are rated to be without an antenna. They have a resistance rating of 50 ohms. So basically, you can leave it without an antenna for a certain period of time, but don't leave it for too long. So if you quickly realize that you're flying without an antenna, and you will real quick because you'll get out of video range real fast. But if you do realize that you are without an antenna, power it down, put an antenna back in, you should be fine. There should be no residual damage. Even if you power it up to 200 and 600 milliwatts, basically, so long as you have that resistance back on board the VTX, you should be fine.
Yeah, and just double check your range.
Yep.
If you think you may have damaged something, just check range before you get crazy with it.
Yeah, usually they're rated for about 30 minutes. I think the TBS Unify Pro Race Edition is rated at something stupid like 3 hours. It's ridiculous how long you can leave them without antennas, but don't do it often.
Yeah.
Flubberter. Anyway, they're talking about design of flying wings. I don't know if you guys saw, was it last night or the night before? Alex Grieve was actually live streaming on Facebook, and he was going through his design process. He was in the process of designing a new flying wing, and so I sat there watching him for a while. Pretty interesting to see how different people go about it. I have my ways that I go about it. Anyway, if you're friends with Alex Grieve on Facebook, you could go to his page and scroll down, and I'm sure you'll see it. It's pretty cool to see how he goes about doing things.
Mm-hmm.
I love flying wings. I love designing and building them. One of my favorite things. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but yay, flying wings.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. And Pat, flying wings are a challenge because, as we've seen by flight tests, flat airfoil wings don't fly the best, as you've had personal experience with.
And neither, flat bottomed airfoils are not great for flying a wing. You need a semi-symmetrical or
semi-symmetrical is
with reflex. Yes.
Yep. Agreed. All right.
Okay. Joel, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, guys, I'm going to let you guys continue the Q&A, but I have to dash. Unfortunately, as I said, my schedule is mental. And we've got a birthday party to plan, so we're going to finalize the plans for that. But I'll be on YouTube and Facebook and all that fun stuff. And again, you guys are amazing. Thank you for letting me do what I need to do with this. It's going to be so much fun, and the road is going to be hilarious. And of course, both of you are welcome to jump on anytime as a co-host to Quad Courses, as a co-seminar leader. And you guys can bounce off of me, because me talking about technical stuff all day is going to get real boring real fast. And I'm going to need someone to play off of. So you guys are both welcome to come on and do a seminar with me.
Cool.
Well, and that's greatly appreciated. And we want you to know the same thing here.
I'll be the voice of idiocy.
You'll be the Josh Scott to my Josh Bixler. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well,
because you always have a place here, and you'll never
exactly.
ever lose that. So
no, absolutely. Yep. And I look forward to coming back on from time to time and catching you guys up and letting you guys know what I've been up to. And one last thing I will say is, unfortunately, this year I won't be making it to Flight Fest Ohio. It's kind of a bummer, but with a lot of travel on my schedule, with stuff coming up with the missus, we're going up to DC a couple of times this year to see my brother, and we're also going to Europe in October, so we're going to be doing that. But anyway, guys, it's been a blast. I really can't wait to share all the Quad Courses activity with you guys, so that you guys can share it, and also the rest of you guys. Again, if you want to follow us, a huge thanks to our sponsor Quadbox for the first couple of articles. Look forward to doing that giveaway. And if you guys want to reach out, you can find me at quadcourses@gmail.com. Quadcourses_FPV is our Instagram, and Facebook/quadcourses is the other one. But yeah, we're going to be posting a lot of FPV related content. I'm really super excited about it.
Yeah, we'll make sure that he gets it on our page as well, so he can pump that out. So.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, guys, it's been a real pleasure. And of course, you know my sign off, but I know you guys are going to keep going. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for everything. I love you guys to death. And it's always fun jumping on a podcast with you. And of course, until next time, guys, blue skies. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
All right. Love you, bro.
Love you,
Joe.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
Bye, Allison.
Bye, Allison. So yeah,
She loves
so
He's in love.
she does. Of course, she does.
Who isn't?
So yeah, I don't know anybody that doesn't love you, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm trying to go back through and look. If anybody's got any other questions, let's go ahead. Oh, Ryan Papp did say that Stone Blue has a great video as well on how to laminate wings and stuff like that.
I can talk. I can talk about that a little bit too because I've done a couple. My first store-bought flying wing was the Crash Test Hobbies Assassin, which is an amazing little flying wing. EPP foam, and you cover it with Doculam. That's pretty standard for combat wings. As a matter of fact, it's very standard for EPP combat wings. And it is easy as can be. All you do is use an iron on a low heat setting. You kind of have to play around with what that setting is, but it doesn't take much heat at all to get the Doculam to adhere to the foam. And you basically iron it on, you trim off the excess, and you tuck the corners and iron those down, and that's it. It's not like you're doing like a heat shrink monocoat or something like that. It's way less. Well, not that that's difficult, but it has its challenges. But it's way easier than that. You just heat it up and stick it. It's almost like doing a one of those old t-shirt transfers. You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah, the heat transfer.
The heat transfer. It's exactly like that.
Yeah. You really just want to be careful and don't use a lot of heat.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to melt the foam, but it doesn't take a lot of heat. No. I've actually used I used an electric what do you call it, plate heater at school one time because this was when I was still teaching it in the middle school, and I couldn't get my hand on an iron, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put, and we have plenty of Doculam there, so I'm going to redo my wing. So I just took that sucker, put it on low heat, and it's that easy. You can't screw it up.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So,
let's see. Somebody.
Hey, Cyborg, what's up, buddy?
What do we think about giving the nutball elevons? And isn't that how that one works?
Ailerons? I don't know. How does that work?
Isn't it just? It's just
yeah.
That's.
I
actually don't have a ball.
I don't have one personally. So. I don't like the way they fly. But that's just me.
I thought that's how they worked. It was elevons.
Or yeah, that's what I think. I think you should do it. That's what
it's just a 3-channel, but it's the tail surface is either up, down, or you do have the.
Do I have one of those laying around here somewhere? I wonder.
Oh, is it an elevator on the nut ball, Louis?
Oh, is it elevator and rudder?
Oh, okay.
I don't have.
I would think it would work pretty well.
I think it'd be. I mean, they fly weird enough as it is. Why?
Yeah, it's pretty weird anyway. So.
All right, do it. See what happens.
Yeah, I tell you what. Why don't you do it? Let us know, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Some prop hang nonsense. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's it's funny. The nutball and the FT Flyer kind of fly on the same principle, which is the propeller drags the airplane through the air.
Mm-hmm.
But the FT Flyer is such a better flying airplane. I just never cared for the way the nutballs flew. And maybe that's because I never set one up myself to the way I liked it. I flew a couple of other people's, and I was just like, I don't know, man, this isn't for me. It's too weird, and it does weird things, and it flicks around, and I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. To me,
any build nights in the future. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I can say probably not for a while. We would have to defer that over to Ben and Eddie a little bit. and Tommy, but I'm kind of thinking probably not for a while.
Probably not. Yeah.
And it actually should have been done over the winter. And
well,
again, everybody's got lives going on right now, and it's been a challenge for all of us to get together at the same time. If I've not got something to do, Pat's working or Joel's doing something, or I mean, and of course, Big Ben being, an EMT firefighter, you never know when he's working, when he's not.
Right.
So it's been a challenge for us, and we apologize for not being able to get out as much as we have, and giving you guys, the content we want to give you, but we figured it would be very much a good idea to come on. And
I just got a Mike. This is breaking news, hot off the presses here. I just got a text from Eddie. It says Jenny and Rainbow Butterfly Princess. So things are on the board, just trying to plan and work it out.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So hey, maybe we will soon. I like doing those. Those are fun.
Yeah, they were a good time. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could do one for the Jenny. I'd be totally down for that.
I think the Jenny would be a great one to do.
Oh, I love this airplane, dude. It flies. I'm so happy with it. It's ridiculous. Just so happy with it. Yeah. So
what's that?
Flubberter says something about planning to build a bush plane for slow flying. That's my favorite type of flying right there. I love a high wing plane that I can like the Storch or like the Super Cub or something like that I can just drag around and try to spot land or just do touch and goes all day long. Those are my favorite type of airplanes. So
yeah, I've got that Fly Zone Beaver.
Yeah.
And that is the perfect touch and go airplane. I mean, when I fly that airplane, that's all I do is touch and goes. It is so much fun to do.
It is, isn't it? Like you get into this rhythm and then you're like, okay, I'm going to see if I can land on this spot and then take off on this spot. Or what I like to do with the Storch is where I fly behind my house. It's a cemetery, but it's a part of the cemetery that is just wide open right now. But there's a couple of roads that go through it. And I like to try to land sideways, across the road instead of with the road, which is not that hard to do.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at some other possible news here.
Okay.
Looks like Horizon has entered into an asset purchase agreement to acquire Hobbyco's RC business as part of the Hobbyco bankruptcy proceeding.
Yeah, I saw that. But then that apparently that's a RC only, but doesn't include like the Estes rockets lines, which is a shame.
Yeah, it says it would not be assuming any of Hobbyco's debts or other liabilities. If we are the successful bidder, our purchase would close on April 6th.
Wow.
Well, I hope something happens with those guys. And
I do too.
Yeah.
Just had a question here from RP Go. Says I have a Assassin 37 inch with a 1300 milliamp. What is the website that you put in specs to see if the motor and ESC will handle a bigger battery? I know you can use eCalc if you Google eCalc, ECALC.
Yep.
You can use that. I don't know if that will tell you if you can use a bigger battery for that. But when you say bigger battery, do you mean more cells?
Yeah, a lot of it's going to have to do with whatever however many cells the ESC is capable of, and then however many amps it's able to draw.
Right.
Those are the two things you have to keep in mind. I mean, as far as just a larger milliamp, that's no problem. It's the amp, it's the true amp draw, and your cell count.
The only problem
that's Robert Gaw is who that is.
Okay. Now the only problem with a bigger battery is will the wing hold it? Will it carry it?
Yeah. Will it carry it?
A 2200 3S on a 37-inch Assassin. Yeah, you could do that. I think
I wouldn't see a reason not to.
You're not going to be able to turn this tight. You're going to find yourself probably if you're doing a high speed turn and trying to crank it around, it's going to snap out of the turn because of the extra weight. You're going to high speed stall it, but I mean it should carry it. And then you get a bigger bounce because of the extra momentum when you slam into the ground. Dude, I've hit the ground so hard with my Assassin. I mean, it goes back up in the air like 10 feet. It's hilarious. And then you go find the battery because it's 10 yards away, and then you just toss it back in the air. Things are so indestructible.
Yeah, they're pretty tough. And I have no idea if Futaba is going to have anything to do with any of it. I just don't know.
Yeah, I always flew. I think I always flew a 1300 on my Assassin. I think it's been a while since I've flown it. I'm looking at it right now. It's right there. I like it. Hi. Anyway, what are we doing?
Just looking to see what else. Yeah, and Fluebirder saying that it would fly happily on a 2200 because it needs a lot of nose weight. So that looks fine. I'm just trying to keep up. There's a little bit of chatting going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't have anything else. If you guys, I don't know. Aero Geek, I like my Spectrum stuff. We don't need Futaba protocols in Spectrum. Spectrum, the only time anybody really has any issues with Spectrum is when they run orange or lemon receivers. I mean, if you buy Spectrum receivers, you don't have issues. I don't. And I've got Spectrum on everything I own. So I get tired of everybody saying, oh, this is better than that. This is better than that. That's better than that.
Free Sky is better than Spectrum.
Your opinion. And it's about opinions, you know, and I fly Spectrum, have been flying it since I've started. I've had 2 issues, and both of them have been aftermarket receivers. And I don't buy aftermarket receivers. So, oh yeah, Ryan Patton fly, and I have flown over by it, and I have not had any issues.
Oh, I have. I have.
Okay, and that's with FR Sky, right?
No, yes, but I don't think it's going to matter what protocol you're using, because I think there's a transmitter on those pumps that send out just a blast of data, like sending out data packets every so often, and I think it's just going to stomp all over whatever is on 2.4 out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, you remember what my Radian did?
Oh yeah,
and it was just what, the 5 of us flying that day.
Yep.
And it wasn't even near the oil pump. It's right down center of the runway, and I've been flying this thing for at least 45 minutes in the air, and I was coming down the runway, and it just went just nosedive. Boom! I had no control.
Yeah. So. Well, I don't know. Everybody complains about Spectrum. You got other people complaining about this and that, and you know, I'm sorry. I've been flying Spectrum for 6 years now, and all the problems I have been my own.
I think one of the big problems, or I won't say it's a big problem, one of the reasons that Spectrum seems to experience problems when you're at a place like Flight Fest is because there's so much of it. I mean, I don't care what you're flying, there's only a limited amount of space for, channels.
Well, so, exactly, and everybody's running on 2.4, so
right, and I bet at least 60% of those people there are flying Spectrum. I would bet.
Well, I bet it's pretty close to a 50-50.
You think?
Yeah,
well, still, that's
because a lot of people are buying, the Tyrannus and the, all the other, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with that stuff either. I actually bought one of the old. What was it? The old Aurora, one of the first from Hobby King.
Okay.
Whatever it was, I don't know. And I couldn't figure out the damn software on it. So I ended up selling it to one of the guys up at my club.
Okay.
because I just couldn't figure out the software. I'm of course I'm an Apple fan as well as far as phones, because you plug them in and they work. I plug in Spectrum, I do what I want, it works. That's what I like. So I mean, it's just what you're used to, what you're accustomed to, and what you've been trained on, and that's what you're gonna, gravitate towards. I mean, the gas guys up at my field right now, most of them run Futaba.
Okay.
And they like Futaba. And then the other guys run, some of the other guys run Spectrum, and it just depends. It really does. Yeah. So, I mean, I've heard a lot of people complain about quad stuff with Spectrum as well, and I haven't had the issue. And I follow a number of guys that fly Spectrum. I mean, Drib fly Spectrum. Schizo flew Spectrum up until Futaba sponsored him, and I can understand why he went to them. I mean, they're a good radio, and they were giving him free stuff. Why not? I would.
If somebody gave me free radios, I would fly that.
And I would push that. I mean,
heck yeah, I would.
So, I know Schizo, it's Jonathan Davis, and that guy's been flying a long time, and he's probably one of the best pilots in the world, freestyle. And he flies, what they call bandos, which is abandoned buildings, and I mean, all that stuff. He didn't have issues with Spectrum. So it's all about how you set them up and where you put your antennas and how you mount your antennas and what you do with them. And, sorry guys. And now, matter of fact, Spectrum on their new radios, like the new DX12 they just come out with, it's going to handle Crossfire. So come on, guys. From DX9 up, or now anything new is going to be able to handle Crossfire. So, sorry, I kind of got on a tangent.
AeroGeek 16 was talking about what would be a good plane to take to a college dorm to keep there, because you have no space in a college dorm. A flying wing would be a good option.
Yeah, the Aero.
A flying wing like the Aero or an EPP wing. I would go with an EPP wing because you can't destroy those. I mean, you really got to work at hurting those. That would be my recommendation. Now you could go with something like a Night Vapor. Night Vapor would be cool because you got some space in that. There's somewhere in college that you can go fly that thing inside. I guarantee it. And that would be kind of cool. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm starting to get some trash talk now.
Oh, about the Apple?
The Apple, and then of course Luis is saying he only flies Steele's recommended systems. He's trying to poke a bear is what he's trying to do. And I'm not going to allow it.
A grumpy Irish one at that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Although it's really early in the morning, so I haven't been drinking anything, so I won't be near as grumpy as normal. But anyway.
That's great.
Oh, those little planes from IB Crazy are awesome, man.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah, those things are fantastic. What do they call them? I can't even remember now. I think he calls them a gremlin, doesn't he?
I don't remember.
I think it's a
Maybe
gremlin.
He does. Okay.
I think it's a gremlin. It's like a biplane.
Yeah, it's a little biplane. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, AeroGeek got his Part 107. Congratulations, bud.
Hey, congrats, dude.
I still haven't done that. Been wanting to, and just time. Yeah.
So I guess with Spectrum, there's DSM2 and DSMX, right? Eddie just texted me something about
yes, and DSM2 sucks.
Yeah, so if you're flying DSM2, then you're probably going to have some, especially when there's a lot of people around, you're going to have some problems.
Yeah, it is the Gremlin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a biplane. It's and it's FPV. You put the little cheap cameras on them, like the little the Run Cam Mini Micro, whatever, or even whatever Flight Test is selling at the moment. Are they Hyperions? I don't remember what they're selling right now.
I don't know. I haven't looked in a while, but probably Hyperion.
25 milliwatt things, and they're fantastic. Well, it's whatever's on the original Gremlin. I don't know, whatever it is, but those things are great. I would actually like to have one. They fly slow. I could fly it almost in my house. That's how slow they fly. So let's see. Isn't the whole thing with the spectrum, the number of frequency they can hop is too low compared to others? No, I believe they have the same, or it's close. I don't know that, so I couldn't.
Now with DSM2, absolutely. With DSM-X,
DSM2 is terrible. There is, I think, half or less of the frequencies available. But with the DSM-X, they're full digital signal, so I believe it's using the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
Just like any of the rest of them, whether it be, Tyrannus or whatever.
Hey, I've got a question for the crowd.
Okay.
So
we're going to turn this around a little bit.
All right, because I don't know what this thing is. I got the new soldering station with the hot air reflow and all that, or rework, or whatever you call it. What the heck is this little thing for?
That is a part holder. So like when you are trying to desolder, because I have one right here.
Yeah.
If you are trying to desolder a chip or a board, as you start desoldering, you have to have something to pull that chip up.
Okay.
I actually went and looked this up because I didn't know what the hell it was either.
Well, thank you, Mike.
And that's to desolder like a microchip.
Okay. So
to help lift it up.
Put
so
that
you're
under
not
there. And
yeah. So you're not putting too much pressure on it and possibly breaking it.
Gotcha, bro. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
So, yeah. So hey, I knew something.
Yeah. Who was it? Somebody asked a very legit question. I don't know if it was Ryan or somebody else, but it said, "How are you into quads when you don't like to build stuff?"
Oh well,
that's a legit question, Mike.
Pre-built.
Okay.
Built, trying, built, but here's what I like. I don't have to do a lot of cutting and gluing. It's mostly just soldering up, and these boards for the new quads are getting so easy.
Yeah, you were telling me about
Race Flite, the new Race Flite. I only have one, but I will tell you that Race Flite to me is so easy to put together. I mean, after you get everything wired, you hook it up to Race Flite. Go ahead and bind your receiver to it. You plug it in, and it tells you, okay, go ahead and work your throttle, work your yaw, work your elevator, and work your ailerons. And once you do all that, it says, okay, done. And all you have to do is go in and make sure the motors are spinning in the right direction and go out and fly it. It is awesome. So awesome. And I will probably go to more Race Flite stuff, but their newest boards I'm waiting on stock to come in because they put an OSD directly on the flight controller. So, but that's why and the other thing about it is the whole FPV thing has really got me into flying quads. Now, at some point, I am going to throw together. I'll finish my wing and FPV it. I'm very excited to try a fixed wing FPV to see if I can fly it like I can fly the quads. So that's and then Aero Geek's asking me about the new Turbo Gremlin.
Yeah,
I love this thing. I recommend it. It is as quick as any 4S 5-inch that I've flown.
Why did it get quiet in here all of a sudden?
I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah. I was like
at the questions. And then Dwight asked if anyone has made the FT Dart, the baby Kraken. I have not. I don't have any wings that are flying. At least, true wings. So I can't even talk about that. And then Ryan asked, how big of a quad can those boards handle? I know that, like on Race Flite, I mean, they're doing 7 and 8 inch quads. I can't imagine why they wouldn't do the same on a, kind of like the old Electra Hub. That, I mean, it uses 9-inch props and all that.
Right.
It should work just fine up to. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't work on anything up to. God, I don't even know. A 10 or a 12-inch prop. I mean,
I don't
how
either.
big a quad you want? I mean, those guys. Some of those guys are running those big giant race quads. I don't know, and they're using the same boards as the 5 inches.
What board were they using in the that giant quad that they built Flite Test? I know they had a problem with the first one they had. First board that they had.
Well, yeah, I think they were just using Betaflight. I don't know exactly which board they were using. So okay. I don't know. Hey, look, Foamy Ninja's in.
Hey,
what's up, buddy? Love the stickers, by the way. He just made some stickers.
Oh, so. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I saw you on a Flite Test episode recently.
Oh, yeah, I think you did.
From way back. That's been almost a year ago.
That was from last fall.
Yeah. No, it was before that, wasn't it? It was.
No, it was in the fall when I was out there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That's before Florida. Okay.
It would have been the Cozy Coop.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I saw somewhere, I don't remember. I think it was on the fan page, the Flite Test fan page, that they actually showed that on the government TV over in South Korea.
That's wild. That's
yeah,
crazy.
and I was like, hey, look at there, I'm worldwide.
That's right, world famous, Mike Finley.
Yeah, they had no idea who I was though, because I was only on there for a second when Josh was talking about putting it together.
Yeah, right.
But that was cool. I actually was watching Awesome Acts of Science. Is that the name of that show? Outrageous Acts of Science.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I was watching that, and they actually had Rocket Knife with David Vindestall.
Oh, cool.
They had Peter and Josh on when he did the circle plane.
Okay.
And I think most of us was probably on that episode, actually, because it flew at Flite Fest.
Right.
2015, wasn't it? I believe.
Hey, Hildeflyer, what's up, buddy? That's okay. I don't have anything intelligent to say either.
No, I haven't had anything intelligent to say since 1965.
That was before I was born.
Oh yes, they did have, but I mean on the ones that I saw last night. They did have Rocket Knife and the circle plane. So Rocket Knife. Yeah, I want to go to Flite Fest too, and I don't, just like Joel, I'm not going to be able to this year, at least east.
I'm hoping to make both. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make both this year. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. If I make one, more than likely it will be Texas if I can.
Oh, speaking of going places, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I are heading out to Nevada, May 1st through the 5th. Laughlin, Nevada. She was out in Las Vegas a few weeks ago, and she got this thing in the mail about, hey, the casino saying you crap.
Oh, yes.
But it was room and board for 4 days or 5 days, something like that. Airfare included for a $30 processing fee per person. So we said, okay, we'll go to Laughlin, Nevada. That's in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm really hoping, I'm planning on one day driving over to Edwards Air Force Base and taking a tour of the NASA's Armstrong Scaled Flight Facility with Red Armstrong, who we had, or Jensen. I'm sorry, where the hell did I get Armstrong from? That's
the
Red
Armstrong.
Red Jensen, who we had on the podcast back in December. So I'm really excited about that.
I love watching you get confused.
It happens constantly, brother.
Aero Geek, I don't know. I kind of doubt there is going to be a build night this year at Flight Fest. And not because me and Joel not going. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't know that yet.
I don't think so either. I don't know yet either myself. I don't know. I don't know.
I think Flight Test may do their own thing this year anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll just have to, you know, as time progresses, and I can't believe that it's already, you know, towards the end of March, almost April, and yeah, it's just time's going too fast. Everything's happening too fast right now.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we haven't been on, is just everything's happening too fast, and there's some, you know, so much going on.
But you know what? We enjoyed doing the build nights or at Flight Fest.
Yes.
It's I don't know how the flight test guys make it through a Flight Fest. I really don't. Because it's exhausting.
Yeah, last year was so busy.
It was so busy. And then with the weather and the last second time changes, it was we and this is nothing against Flight Test. Nothing.
No.
The weather dictated all of this, but we really put a lot of effort into planning things up front and getting times and getting what we needed in place. And then it just kind of
all fell apart.
All changed at the last second, and it was frustrating. And like I said, it's not Flight Tests anything they did. It was frustrating for everybody dealing with that, including them. Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of doubt it this year. Maybe we'll bring it back. Ben, he's dealing with a lot right now. And you know, he's
yeah, I don't think he's going this year either.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But I don't want to speak for Ben. So
right. So yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but yeah, we're going to do our best to try to get back on some type of a schedule. It'll probably be another month before we can really get back into the swing of things. But we're going to do our best to try, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough because Pat works strange hours.
Inconsistent hours.
Very inconsistent. And of course, I travel all the time. And I may try to change that this year. And if I do, then I'm not sure what'll happen. But yeah, things are quite interesting right now, to say the least. So I don't want to promise anything, but we're going to do our best to try and get more and probably the same kind of content. I can't say better because we don't know if it's good.
Better. We don't know. We don't know what we're doing. We're really just very confused.
I mean, you guys know how big of idiots we are, so you know. I just yeah.
We're not going to recognize Cyborg because now he has a green beard. He just
well, you know, maybe we'll hold him down and put a purple stripe in it, just so we can, you know.
Well, you know what? Okay, let's talk about this for a second. I'm so happy that he and Jim are coming back this year. Yes. I did not get to spend enough time with these guys, or I didn't get enough time to spend at Flight Fest last year, unfortunately, because my wife falling and ripping her hamstring completely off. But yeah, I'm so happy you guys will be back. Yep. And I am looking forward to spending more time and getting to know you guys better and having a good time.
Yep. Yeah. as of right now, I'm not planning to come to Ohio, but again, things could change. Everybody keep their.
I'm not bummed because I know you, and as the time gets closer, you're going to get obstinate, and you're like, "Damn it, I'm going."
Yeah, well, it's not just because I don't want to go. Trust me.
I know.
This has a lot to do with funding and just time in general. So, between the funding and the time, it's just going to be tough. But yeah, you never know. I can change my mind. I have that prerogative, and I may use it. I don't know yet. We'll see. But if I don't, I want you to know that I will miss everybody out there more than you can imagine. You guys have become my family, and it's going to be hard not being there.
Yeah.
If I'm not. So, but right now it's not looking real good. But things could change. Somebody could buy my motorcycle. That would help. As I'm trying to sell a 2004 Dyna Wide Glide with about 38,000 miles on it, and I would take $5,500 for it, and it's
what a bargain, Mike Finley. Somebody should buy that.
That is a bargain.
That is a bargain. Get Mike
detachable windshield.
Buy his motorcycle.
Yeah, buy my bike. It's beautiful. Matter of fact, hang on just a minute, and I can show a photo of it. Maybe, if I'm fast enough. Get out of those photos.
Go back. Those were the naughty ones?
Well, yeah. Those are always in the forefront. It is right there. It's a 2004 Dyna Wide Glide, stage 1, stage 2. Let me get the beautiful motorcycle. Runs really well. Everything's good about it. But anyway,
$5,500 sold, guys.
Yeah, 5,500. I'm willing to take it. So,
are you advertising it anywhere?
Not right now, but I'm getting ready to.
That's the reason.
Well, it's hard to get rid of something you've had for a long time. But
I know, dude. I know. Yep.
But anyway, yeah. Matter of fact, no, I wouldn't throw that in. No, I wouldn't. I'd have to keep that. But anyway, Pat, you got anything else?
I do not, sir.
Okay.
I do not.
Well, I think we're probably going to give this up. I'm sure that Sharon's probably up by now, and I want to go hang out with her because I've been gone all week and she's not been feeling well. We have a doctor's appointment Monday. She's got a fluid buildup in her ears, and it's really jacking with her equilibrium, and we can't figure out what the hell's going on. So we're going to go find out what's up with that.
Okay.
And I've been gone all week, and she's not been feeling well at all. And I really want to hang out with her and make sure she's okay. So,
I got to go to work this afternoon.
Yep. And I don't want to keep everybody else from out. If they have nice weather to go out and fly, go fly, go fly, go fly. Because I'm not going to be able to. So fly a pack for me, guys.
All right. I kind of like this laid back discussion thing.
Yeah, this was good, I think. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know we ended up going almost 2 hours like we always do.
We're hopeless.
Yeah, well, that's all right. But just know that we love you guys and love the fact that you're listening to us.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Yeah, especially on an early morning, which we don't normally do. Really appreciate you guys. And if you need anything from us, to get a hold of us on our Facebook page, whether it be our personal one or the Flite Test Community Cast page. I'm not even going to go through all that stuff. You guys know it, the people that listen to us. If not, I'm sure you can find us. It's the Flite Test Community Cast. So you guys, thank you so much. Pat, always good to see you.
Hey, it's Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben. as we get ready to leave, Ben shows up.
Yeah. Oh. Before we go, Cyborg. Okay, so
Oh, we didn't finish that story.
What in the world happened? No, what in the world happened with Facebook? Somebody gave him a hard time for the name Cyborg.
Who, really?
And reported him or something like that, because I had something to talk to him about via Facebook message, and I went on there, and every single message that I had exchanged from him was like, "This person has been blocked," blah blah blah. Like, what in the world's going on? So, what is up with that, dude? Who is giving you a hard time?
Yeah, that makes zero sense. I mean, Cyborg's one of the nicest guys out there.
Yeah, exactly. I apparently it was a name thing or something. I don't know. Standard internet drama.
Oh my.
SID.
I will have to Bill, I'll try to get a hold of you sometime in the next few days, see if we can find out what it is, what's going on, and get you back where you need to be, bud.
Exactly, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that, Cyborg. That's why
Yeah, we'll talk, buddy.
I want to know who we need to beat up.
Yep. We'll get them banned. How about that? Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
I got you, brother.
All right. Yeah, I hear you. It's all good. But anyway, in the meantime, get out, fly something if you can. If you can't, build something. If you can't do that, talk to somebody about flying or whatever. So
if you can't do that, take a nap.
Yeah, take a nap. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us on the live show. For everyone that did, we appreciate you guys. We love you. I don't know what else to say other than thank you for being loyal to us. And hopefully we'll have good content to come back out and start doing more of this. So
yep. Yeah, I think I know one of the ones that will be hopefully coming on. We'll have Mr. Ben Harbor back on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, he taxied it.
Yeah.
Yes. Good deal, man. I'm looking forward to P2. So anyway, awesome stuff. Pat, always good hanging out with you. Joel, absolutely, I know you're gone right now, but thanks again for coming on, letting us know what's going on with you.
And good luck in your endeavors there.
Yep, good luck on everything you're doing. And, you know, you always got a chair and a microphone. So thanks a lot, guys. You know, Ryan, Ben, Luis, Bill, Joe, Fluger, everybody, thank you so much for coming on, asking questions. Robert, same thing. Thanks, guys.
Hanging out with us. We just hanging out.
Just hanging out today. And, you know, hopefully you guys kind of get, you know, have an idea of what's going on with us and you don't hold it against us. Or if you do, come smack us around. We don't care. Do whatever.
You're already senseless, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
you're right, Dustin.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just love you guys, man.
Yeah, and we don't want to go. We don't
want to go, but we know we got to. You guys go build something, go fly something, go talk about it, whatever. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in a while. So right, take care. Blue skies. See ya.
Adios.
All right.